Hello, hello, hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism, and we paint together. He helps me paint the backgrounds, and then I paint the rest. We work on his fine motor skills with a hand-over-hand method. That's to help with his writing and using utensils and opening things, anything that you can think of that like working puzzles, even any of those skills that require you to use your hands. That is what we're working on. So I started painting with him a few years ago, and it was about him. It was for him. But I can tell you that painting has given me as much, if not more, than it has for Owen. I'm working with an interesting palette. I don't know what's going on, but I never do know, really, honestly. But from the extra little paint blobs, this is what I make, the little paint blob jewelry. And there's rings and magnets and different things like that. So I spread out the leftover paint once I get done and see what's going to happen to it and make those into the jewelry. So half the time when I start painting, I really truly don't know where this is going to end. And half the time I don't know where it has begun either. I laugh because I just paint. I just keep painting until it finishes or starts or something. I'm not sure. And if you've watched before, you know that a lot of times when I paint, I only use one paintbrush, and I like to only use the one because, as you can see, it kind of adds the texture and the color in there as we go along. So what was on the paintbrush kind of ends up showing itself in there, or I'll add some of it as we go along. And I like that part. I like the fact that it adds the texture in there. So that's why I do it. And I also put way too much paint on my paintbrush. We'll go with 90% of the time. Sometimes I spray the canvas, I'll flick little, I do the paintbrush and flick the paint all over it. But it just depends. Depends on the mood, and what's going on. Or if I drop something, it's because I put way too much paint on my paintbrush. But that's okay. I just gotta laugh. I'm also very tired, as I stated. We've had a roller coaster day. We've had a good day, and we've had a wild day, and we've had a lot of day. We woke up and I asked Owen if he wanted to go bowling or bike riding, and he went back and forth, and then he said no, and then he said yes, and then he said no. And so we went bowling, and then we went to lunch with my parents, and then he got to go spend extra time with his grandma. So he is counting the days until school starts, which he can't wait because he absolutely loves school. And so he had a good time with her. He also wanted her to go many places. Once he's in the car, he would really be happy if he could drive. But that is not possible nor going to happen any time soon. So he always is the one that wants to drive and wants us to go to very specific locations that he doesn't always know how to explain, because he will say something that should be going to the left as the right, and vice versa, and any other combination you can imagine. So he went to spend time with his grandma, and they drove around for a while after they left, and he wasn't as pleased with all of the places that they did and didn't go. We're working on meltdown strategies because it's hard, it's emotional, it's all the things that my son goes through. I can't even imagine how he processes it all. It's just I get a loss of words, because it's truly mind-boggling how many things he remembers, how many things he knows, what he thinks about, and I mean everything else you can even imagine. I let him have Google Earth so that he could find places and show me some of the things he was talking about, or I could show him some of the places. Well, he has found one of his babysitter's houses that he has not been to in like 7 years. He does not forget a thing. His mind is absolutely, it's mind-boggling how much the dude knows. I'm amazed constantly at how I can't even wrap my mind around how intelligent my son is, because he can't always express or communicate specific enough things, but yet he is completely and totally beyond amazing with. He speaks in numerous languages, probably understands more than he speaks. I shouldn't even say probably. I know he understands a lot more than he speaks, because he has a hard time communicating or expressing his words. But it's just amazing to me how much he knows. It's just amazing. And what he doesn't know, he quickly is learning and figuring out how to share the information. He was getting ready to go to bed, and our internet was down earlier, and that was also traumatic for the day. But he had his tablet up. Finally, it was somewhat working, and he then started reciting questions about the tallest mountain in West Virginia. And I don't know if he got the answer right or wrong, because he was way past me at this point. He had walked where I couldn't hear him anymore. But just to even be in the moment where he is talking about tall mountains in West Virginia. I mean, seriously, that just blows my mind. It's amazing to me that he comes up with this stuff. Now, see, when I showed you the palette earlier, what I had, this is not what I imagined at all, but I'm quite excited about it. I'm really quite, I'm going to do one more little something right here. I can't decide. And I may do a extra little thingamabobby up here. I think I just want a little, I need a little there. I wanted, I think, and this way, because it needs to be there. I think that's better. I get a little, and there are so many other pieces, but something like that just gets me. I don't know what I can't even explain what it is that was on my mind about it, but there you go. And I don't know what color I want to put right here, so I may even just leave it. I feel like it needs a little something, but then I'm probably going to be like, why did I put the extra something? I think I'm just going to put an extra kind of leafy thingy so it looks a little like something in there. And that's probably not even really what I wanted in there, but that'll do. That'll do. Maybe it just needs a little. See, this is how it all starts when I get like, oh, it should have been left alone. It should have been left alone. See, when you think something should be left alone, leave it alone. If you haven't learned that by now. Okay, so we are at O for Owen, and then L and B. And he is the foundation of why I do this, so that's why he's there at the beginning. And this is what I was saying about how I take the paints and blob them. Blob, blob, blob. And I'll take a little more time to kind of squish everything out. But then when this all comes together, that is what makes the little paint blobby doodles. So these will be necklaces and keychains eventually, if my internet and everything else would cooperate. So I thank you for watching and being a part of our day. And I truly appreciate everybody's support with our art. So you can check us out on Facebook if you'd like. It's Sweet Baby O is where I share our daily journey with autism. And Sweet Baby O Designs shares our artwork. And then also, if you want to see more, sweetbabyo.com is my website. And I also do a podcast, but I kind of share my story on here as well. So it's all there. So again, thank you for being on the journey with us, and have a great rest of your day. Toodles!